every time I had tried to lose weight, okay. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Nikki, and today's video is just gonna be a quick one. I just wanted to do a sit down talking video with you guys, kind of just going over my journey and just kind of chit-chatting about it, because I realize I don't really give any type of intro in any of my videos. So if you're newer following me or don't really know like where I got started on WW and just my weight loss in general, I just wanted to kind of go over it today and cover some topics of things that have really helped me on my journey. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a like and subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get started. So the reason I wanted to do this video today is I just wanted to post a quick one because it's actually my birthday today, the day that I'm posting this. I am 28 years old, and I am just so excited to be where I'm at and to be able to share with you guys my life and my journey and everything. So I wanted to do kind of a little video like this just in honor of my birthday, I guess, and it's just like a little overview about myself. So anyway, like I said, I'm 28 years old. I started my weight loss journey on April 28th of 2020. So it has been 2 years and 4 months since I started my weight loss journey, which is just mind-blowing to me. It's crazy that I've made the change 2.5 years ago and that I'm where I am now. And it just really, I feel so proud, and I'm just, like I said, excited to be able to share with you guys everything. So when I started my journey 2.5 years ago, what had happened was, in the past, I tried so many times to lose weight. My whole life I've struggled with my weight. I've struggled with binge eating, especially growing up. Throughout high school was probably the worst, and same with college. But I played volleyball since I was in 6th grade all the way through college, and staying that active and playing a collegiate sport especially really kind of counteracted all of what I was eating and not taking care of my nutrition. It kind of balanced out a little bit because I was doing so much conditioning and so much activity, but I still was overweight, and I've just always struggled with my weight. So especially after I graduated, I struggled even more because I had stopped working out like I was crazy before, and it quickly caught up to me. I started my own cookie business out of my house, and I was also working a full-time job that was very hard on me, on my body, and it was just a lot. So when I started WW, I was in need of change. I was pretty much to my breaking point because I had tried so many times in the past and failed, and I was to the point where I was terrified for my health, honestly. So I randomly one night was looking through Instagram, looking at transformation pictures. I was just starting to feel so motivated, and I saw someone who had an amazing transformation. She said she had used WW, and I had always thought of WW as something people's parents did. I didn't know what it really was, and so I looked a little bit into it, and I realized that there's a way you can use WW that's just on their app. So once I realized that, I was honestly much more open to trying it out. I had done my MyFitnessPal in the past, counting calories, and I'd always struggled with it because it was just overwhelming for me, and I never stayed consistent with it. But the next morning, asked Adam if he would be interested in starting. And Adam, if you guys are newer to my channel, he is my husband, and he has also struggled with his weight most of his life. So when I asked him if he would be interested in starting, he said yes, and we just decided that morning that we would start right away. We were sitting in bed, we signed up using our email and got started. So 3 things that really helped me when we first got started. The first thing was just focusing on nutrition, focusing on portions, and tracking. And what I mean is, in the past, especially from that time period where we graduated college until when we started WW, we were both working stressful jobs, and like I said, my business was very stressful. It was picking up and things were going well, but I was just overdoing it and not taking care of my body. So it got to the point where we were eating takeout 1 to 2 times a day. We were not paying attention to how much we were drinking, how much we were eating, and it just really spiraled out of control. So when we started to use WW and scan different meals that we were eating or look up the takeout meals that we were getting all the time, we were shocked at how bad our choices really were and what they were doing to our body until we really started to feel it. So WW just helped us to see like how high point our meals were, to start to incorporate more vegetables, to measure out things like cheese and bread and just different things like that that we overportioned in the past, especially like pasta and stuff. So when we really started focusing on those things and just educating ourselves on nutrition, portions, and like what we should really be eating in a day to nourish our bodies, that made a huge difference because we realized that we could still eat really filling meals and it didn't have to be like some crazy restriction that we had. And it really helped us to see like how we could get the most bang for our buck with our points. And we really tried to use the system to our advantage. So that was the first thing. The second thing was rewarding myself for consistency. And I've talked about this a bunch of times, but what I did, instead of setting a goal weight for my first month, I just said, I just want to go a full month tracking with WW. This is the first time doing it. I want to do it right. And so I was just going to commit to 1 month. And if I made it for 1 month of tracking every day, I was going to get myself a reward. I picked out a foot massager on Amazon and I had it in mind while I was staying consistent for the first month. So first of all, it took off the pressure of hitting a certain goal. I didn't have to worry about if my weigh-ins weren't what I wanted them to be by the end of the month. If I didn't lose 20 pounds by the first month, I wasn't going to be upset about it because I didn't have that pressure. Whereas in the past, I did put that pressure on myself. So instead, I rewarded myself for tracking every day, which I did for the first month. I got myself the reward and then I just kept going with it. So for 3 months, I got a tattoo. For 6 months, I dyed my hair purple. Like it was different things like that that I had really wanted, and it just kept me on track with tracking and not certain weight. Then the last thing that really helped me right away off the bat in the beginning of my journey was not telling anyone. So I didn't tell anyone I worked with. I didn't tell a single family member. Adam and Trevor were the only ones who knew because I live with them, and that was it. So that took a big amount of pressure off of me as well, because in the past I would tell people and then they knew, and so they would watch my habits change. They would judge my habits, and maybe if I slipped up or something in my mind and I thought that they would see, like, it just, I worried too much about what other people were thinking. And so by not telling anyone, that just took that pressure out of the picture. And it was even better when people started to realize, because I didn't even tell them and they started to realize on their own my progress. That was also a motivating factor behind it. But for me, just keeping it to myself and keeping it between Adam and I and stuff really, really helped in the beginning. So then just talking a little bit more about my journey, I started my Instagram page in July, and it's amazing the community I've built on Instagram. I love my followers. I love being able to just message and connect with so many of them and hear so much about everybody's journey. But when I first started, it was really just for me to kind of post my weigh-ins and progress pictures and meals. I had so much fun taking good pictures of my meals and posting them. That was something I always wanted to do. It was something I used to do, but I was always embarrassed about it. But I didn't tell anyone about this Instagram. I just started it up and started finding other people on WW to connect with. And it grew into what it is now, which is just amazing, and it makes me so happy. But having that Instagram really did help hold me accountable and get me excited about my journey, and it also helped me to connect with others who were going through the same things I was. I connected with a lot of people just about our different struggles throughout our journey, and I still do, and it helps me so much to know that I'm not alone. Then I started my YouTube in January, so I waited a while to start YouTube. YouTube is something I have always wanted to do. I really started YouTube watching so many makeup tutorials, and I loved watching people and relating to people, and I just always pictured myself being able to like share my life on YouTube, and it was something I feel like I just like manifested deep down. It was something I'd always wanted but never believed it was possible for myself. And so in January, I don't know, I just got a lot of confidence in myself and in what I was doing. I realized that maybe I did have some ideas that other people would find helpful, and I found it as a way to share food and meals, which I'm so passionate about. So I started that in January, and that was something, again, I had to stay really consistent with to build my following. But I am just so grateful for you guys and all of my subscribers, and I have so much fun with YouTube. I love creating content. I love connecting with you guys. Adam has so much fun with it, and it just has made this journey even better. So I just wanted to kind of talk about getting started with that, but also with exercise, which is another part of my journey that was really important. So I did want to wait a few months before I even incorporated any exercise, because I didn't want to focus too much on burning the calories and then being able to eat them back. Like that was something in the past that I always did. I would try to like work out extra so that I could eat more, but a lot of times I would run and then I would eat triple the calories I just burnt running. So it just never worked out for me, and I knew that. And so starting this time around, I didn't want to include any exercise at all in the beginning, and that really allowed me to educate myself on portion sizes, like I said, tracking, and just nourishing meals without trying to burn them off doing exercise. Of course, exercise is important, and it was something I wanted to incorporate, but I wanted to wait a little bit. So I waited 3 months, and at 3 months, that was when I decided I was gonna rollerblade. I always liked rollerblading as a kid. I knew I didn't wanna run. I didn't wanna bike. I couldn't figure out what form of cardio I wanted to do. If anything, I was gonna start doing walks, which I really enjoy walking. We also really like hiking a lot. So I did hike, but that's not something I can do every day. So I thought about skating. For some reason, I was just so embarrassed about it, but I finally just bought a pair of skates. It was during COVID, so I actually went to Dick's and bought a pair of men's rollerblades, but those are the ones I still use, and they work perfectly for me. After a few months, I also was able to get a pair of roller skates. So I do both, but that is my form of cardio, and it's just so much fun for me. So after I started rollerblading, I waited another 3 months, and then I started lifting weights at the gym. And I was just inspired by so many women who were strong. And for so long I thought like lifting weights would make me bulky or manly, or I don't know, I was scared to do it because I had done it in college but never took it like that seriously. I never really understood it that much because I had never learned it before. And a lot of the girls I was with, they had learned about weightlifting in high school and I really didn't. So when I got to college, they knew more about it. I was always really discouraged with my coaches and stuff, and it just never was really great for me. So anyway, I decided to start weightlifting. I had followed Mari Llewellyn on YouTube and she was really motivating to me, and I just thought I'll start with her gym guide because I didn't want to go in there and be too overwhelmed, but I knew she had a gym guide and it was just like step-by-step workouts that I could stick to when I went there. So I started those for a couple months at the gym and that really helped me get comfortable. I did actually start at home for like a month before, but then I started going to the gym, and that has been life-changing for me, honestly, because I have found the gym to be my therapy. It is my place that I can prove to myself how strong I am, and it's just been such a motivating factor behind my journey, and it's kept me on track. And I did hit a plateau when I started weightlifting. I knew it was gonna happen because I started building more muscle, and it was something I had to work through, but it was a huge part of my journey getting started with weightlifting. And the gym has just really helped me to tone up my body and shape it the way I want to, but also it has allowed me to get so much stronger. It's made so many things just easier for me, just everyday tasks, or even things like gardening and stuff like that. It's made it a lot easier to play with my dogs and keep up with them. Just getting some good cardio and strength training in has really changed my life. So talking a little bit more about my journey, I lost my first 50 pounds in 5 months. Then I lost another 20 pounds in the following 6 months after that. So it took me about 11 months to lose the 72 pounds that I did lose from the start. And if anything, I usually fluctuate like 5 pounds, but I've pretty much consistently stayed in that range now. And I've just continued to build muscle and just tone my body overall, which has been my goal. Technically, I never hit my goal weight. My original goal that I set was 170 pounds because that's what my driver's license said from high school, actually. I had never updated it. So that was my original goal, and I've just felt so comfortable at 180, and I stayed there for a couple months that I finally decided to switch over to maintenance mode on the WW app, which does give me more dailies, but that's just where I'm at with my journey right now. And now I've been maintaining for over a year. So that's pretty much where I'm at. I get a lot of questions about if I eat the same things now that I did in the beginning of my journey, and I do, because when I first started my journey, I had 38 dailies. So I was eating actually a little bit more. If anything, now I eat more when it comes to like vegetables and stuff, because it took me a little bit to learn how to use my 0-point foods, but I was still getting that many points and I was still eating all the same foods. I was eating bowls and wraps and turkey burgers and things like that. It all has been pretty much the same. It's just evolved, and if anything, I found more ingredients to add into those types of meals. Anyway, this video is kind of all over the place, but like I said, I just kind of wanted to give an overview of my journey and where I'm at today, how I got started, and I just wanted to end with the top 3 things that I've really taken from my journey. So the first thing is that I had to start with my mindset. I had to believe that I could do this. You have to believe that you can do it, and I feel like that sounds cliche every time I say it, or like kind of tacky, but it is so true, because for so long I talked so poorly to myself, and I would tell myself I can't do it, and this is the one thing I just always fail at. I can do other things, but I just can't succeed with getting healthy and losing weight. And for some reason, this time around, I just believed in myself, and I told myself over and over again, I can do this. I know I can do this. Like, I saw the other transformation pictures. They were able to transform their lives with these changes, and I know that I can do the same. I just have to stay consistent. And part of that, like I said, was taking a little pressure off myself. But when I really worked on my mindset and knowing that I could do this and talking to myself more positively, it changed everything for me. So then the next thing I want to say is that the scale is not everything. Yes, it's an important tool, and yes, I did use it throughout most of my journey, especially in the beginning. I did a weigh-in every single week. I tracked it in the WW app, and it really helped me to stay motivated and just stay on track. But especially when you start to get to a point where you hit a plateau or you're in maintenance, it is not everything. And that's why I found so many other ways to measure it, with trying on different clothes, taking different progress pictures, feeling better overall. Those are the things that have really kept me going when the scale doesn't help me out. And then the last thing that I've really learned about this journey is that you have to do it for the right reasons. Every time I had tried to lose weight in the past, I was not doing it for the right reasons. I was doing it to look better or to be thin. I was doing it for other people. I wanted other people to think better or more highly of me because I could lose weight and get in shape. It had nothing to do with myself. It had nothing to do with my health. And when I finally said this time that I was gonna focus on my health because I was scared for it, and when I was gonna do this for myself and not tell anyone else and just do it to feel better, I made the changes and I stuck with them because that was the reason that kept me going, and I wanted to do it for me. Anyway, I just wanted to kind of give an overview. Like I said, I know a lot of this was probably repetitive if you've been following me for a while. First of all, I really appreciate you guys following me. I really love connecting with you all, and I just, like I said, love sharing my journey with you guys and all that we share with you guys. We have so much fun, and we really are really passionate about what we're doing. So thank you guys for watching this. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you got to learn a little bit more about me, maybe if you didn't know so much about my journey, but that's where I started and that's where I'm at today. And I just want to keep inspiring and proving that it is possible for anyone, because I never thought it was possible for me. I never thought that I would be able to do what I'm doing today. And I mean that in so many aspects, but you can do whatever you put your mind to. It really is possible. I know that sounds cliche or tacky, like I said, but don't stop, start small, and focus on staying consistent, because you can do it too, I promise. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your continued support. I love this community and I love this platform and all that I can share with you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.